Hello, everyone, and welcome back to It All Starts With a Wish podcast. My name is Rachel.
And I'm Mark.
And everyone's back to school.
Yeah.
Around here.
Which means everybody everywhere is.
And yeah, we're last, usually. So back to the same old, you know?
Back to the old grind.
Sure.
That's what people say, back to the old grind.
Just same old routine.
Yep. Not in Disney, unfortunately, but
no.
Hey, we can't always be in Disney, can we?
No, we can't.
No. One of my favorite things to do, though, to remind me of Disney, is to watch old home videos. Like, it is kind of a weird obsession that we have with the old home videos, but...
Like when we're sad?
Like, there's something about watching clips from your former trip, and, it's tough because you don't want to, while you're there, you want to enjoy it. You don't want to be watching it through, a phone screen or a camera screen. You want to live it. But it's also really nice to have those videos and those pictures and stuff, like your memory makers and all that stuff to look back on.
I'm team video camera, not team phone.
Team video camera's so old-fashioned, though. Nobody...
Doesn't matter. Everyone's going back.
My father is the only one that carries the camera.
There's flip phones coming back now. It's all coming back.
My father's... That's like...
Yeah, but and look how much we use those videos.
We do. We do watch them a lot.
So I'm thinking for the next trip,
but
we get
it's
one,
just
a
come
small
on,
one.
I can't.
It's just
I don't care if it's small.
It's perfect.
It's another thing to carry around, in addition to carrying your phone and everything else.
Listen, I don't want to have it. I don't have enough storage on my phone for like long videos.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't. Because then...
Like, long videos, like, over, 2 minutes.
So don't leave them on your phone.
Yeah, but, that means we have to bring our computer. That means we have to just bring that little thing.
You're not going to need to... How much storage do you have on your phone? If you cleared out your photos before you went on a trip and you uploaded them all...
Photos.
Yes, you could. Of course you could. No. You just upload them all, back them up on the cloud, and back them up on your computer. Put them on a hard drive. We got a nice USB or something like that. We put them all on the USB, and then you got them to keep. And then you clear out your photos, and then you have plenty of storage on your phone.
No. In order for it to be a home video, it needs to have the date at the bottom. It needs to have the little timer going.
I'm sure there's an app for that. Or there is
I don't want a filter.
Thing, a filter. That's what they're called. That's what the kids call them these days. They call them filters.
I'm getting one anyway.
There's no point. And then it's another thing that you can lose.
No.
That's the reality. Because anything that you bring on a trip with you, it's going to get left somewhere and you can lose it, and it's an expensive piece of equipment, and it's another thing to carry, and then you need batteries and memory cards. See, you're still back to, you need a memory card for the camera.
Okay, but that's fine. That can hold a lot of things.
So why can't you put a memory card in the computer and just upload all your photos from your phone onto the memory card?
No, because I want certain things on my phone all the time. I don't want to lose them and then have to re-upload them.
You're not going to lose them because they're all on your memory card.
Yeah, but then you have to put them back
on the cloud.
All right.
Isn't that what the cloud's for?
No.
This amorphous thing that they call the cloud?
I don't even know what the cloud is.
I don't think anybody knows what the cloud is.
Cloud is.
Isn't there a movie about this with the cloud and they upload something to the cloud?
Yeah, it's not family friendly.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah, it's not family friendly.
Oh.
At all.
But there is a movie, right?
Yeah, but it's very
You'll tell
much
me later?
XR. Yes.
Okay.
I'll just tell you later.
Okay. Anyways, the cloud is a thing. And a place where you can keep things.
They said, you can't get it down from the cloud? I don't know where it goes in the cloud. Yes, there is a movie where they talk about that. Anyways, no, we're getting a video camera. All right, moving on to our next one. Or you just do what I do,
and you pay an extra 99 cents, and then you get extra space on your phone.
You pay an extra 99 cents to get more space in your phone?
I do. They told me I needed more space, or I was going to lose my stuff. So
and
I
paid
an extra 99 cents.
And you believed them?
Yes, because now I don't get those messages anymore. It was a legit message. It wasn't like it was like a hacking message.
Okay. I've never gotten that. So.
It's 99 cents. Extra storage.
Okay.
Verizon.
Okay.
I wish they would sponsor us, but they don't. Anyways.
They don't.
No. They should, though.
Okay.
Do you hear this quality
All
content?
Right, I'm team video camera. Me. Team Nincompoop, Mark.
Wow.
All right, move on. What are we talking about today?
Did you really call me a nincompoop?
Yep.
What are you, 2?
Yep. Wait.
Can I tell a joke first?
I guess so.
I think people like the jokes.
I haven't heard any response.
I think the people...
Either way.
I think the people come back for the dad jokes. I'm not going to lie.
Maybe.
I think it keeps them coming back.
All right, let's see if this one makes me laugh.
Oh no.
You just lost.
Oh no, I had a good one and the book closed on me because I moved my hand. Oh no. Now I need to find a new one. Oh man, gosh almighty. See, this is what happens when you tell me I can't give a joke. Then
you didn't look
here
at what
we
page you
are.
were on?
In what language are stomach rumbles? This is not what my original one was, but this will work. In what language are stomach rumbles?
I don't know.
Hungarian.
Wow.
That one's for free, folks. That one's for free.
We'll be here all week. For
Laughing,
the end of time.
Laughing is appreciated. Groaning is appropriate. Anyways.
Did you just come up with that by yourself?
I wish I could say I did, but
Aww.
I stole that from someone else. Anywho's.
That's funny. What are we talking about?
On the topic of video cameras,
Uh-huh.
a thing that you will see a lot of the next time you visit Disney World is people carrying video cameras around. Cell phones, these little like GoPro-like things, small like little cameras.
On a stick.
On a stick.
Another comedian.
That's a comedian, right?
Yeah.
What's his name? Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham.
Yeah. Jalapeno on a stick.
On a stick. Yeah.
That's right. Anyways, on track. The world today, so much of it is me, 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 me.
Yeah.
My face on social media, my face on TikTok, my face on Instagram, my face on YouTube. You know, everybody's like, I'm the most important person in the world. Look at me. I got all my makeup on. I'm wearing a cool shirt. I think I have a right to tell you everything that I know because I think I'm smart. Like, this is what our world has become.
Or they think like
That's the
their
reality
opinion
of it.
is like the best one.
Sure. And to be fair, we do have a podcast in which we talk about how we're right about Disney. So we'll put that aside for a moment. We'll shelve that issue for a second.
Hypocrites?
I think not.
Oh, okay.
But maybe. Some may think so.
Maybe.
I think one of the things that truly gets me, though, when I'm in Walt Disney World, and let's say we're watching Happily Ever After. We're on Main Street, USA. I'm feeling the feels as I watch, you know, Cinderella's castle light up with beautiful projections, high-definition projection of my favorite Disney characters. And I'm hearing the music, man. I'm hearing the music that hits me in the feels. And I'm loving every minute of it. And then, boosh, 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 beautiful fireworks light up the sky over Magic Kingdom. And I'm like, ah. Do that again?
Ah.
Exactly, that's how I'm feeling. I'm like, this is the life. This is the best. And then I look around. And all I see, and nobody's going to see this because this is a podcast.
Yeah.
But I'm going to demonstrate.
For me?
For your sake. All I see is this. Now, for those
Should
of
I
you...
narrate it?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right. Hold phone in front of face. Stretch out elbows. Hunch your shoulders a little bit. Try to get the perfect angle. Face in the phone. Watch what's happening around you through the phone instead of watching it with the eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a woman who speaks from experience. The hunched shoulders, the locked elbows, very good.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Yep.
And everybody has their flipping phone. Pun intended. Get it? Because phones used to be flip phones. The kids may not get that one. Anyways, everybody
coming back.
has their flip phone
Up in the sky. And all you see is lights.
from all these phones. And everybody is watching it through their phones instead of actually watching it with their own eyes and enjoying it.
And it's not like this show is not recorded literally by Disney and put on YouTube. Like, there are companies that are like, that recorded certain versions of it, and it's on YouTube for you to watch and enjoy for free, endorsed by the company. So, like, you don't need to record it. You can go back and watch it's the same show.
And it's not even just the people who, like, record, like, 20 seconds because they want to, like, post on their Instagram that, look at me, I'm so special, I'm in Disney World. And then the rest of us who aren't in Disney World
I feel kind of attacked.
You jerk, you know, and say things like that. But...
Are you attacking me?
I feel attacked. You do feel attacked.
Yeah, I do, because I have social media for my Mickey's Travels page. And yeah, when I go there, I do that. I try not to do it all the time, but it's probably also because I've seen it so many times.
My
so
point
I can do it.
Is people just need to put their phones down and enjoy themselves. And there's nothing quite as annoying as being on a ride that's a dark ride, or trying to watch the fireworks and all this stuff, and someone's got a bright camera in your face.
We talked about this in our pet peeves video.
Things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this brings me to the topic of today's discussion. There is a subculture within the Walt Disney World community, people who are Disney nerds, weirdos like ourselves.
Disney adults.
Who do something called vlogging. And vlogging, just as it sounds, and it doesn't just have to be Disney, right? There are vloggers in a lot of different topics and subjects, and they are people who are going to take their camera out and they are going to create a digital video blog that they're most likely going to post on YouTube or some kind of similar social media site
or whatever.
To, you know, in some cases to just get clicks, in other cases to actually do, like, good stuff that's actually helpful for people. So there is kind of a wide spectrum of them. But I think the question that I want to answer today is, are vloggers ruining Disney?
That's a big question.
It is a big question. I like to ask big questions. And let me further explain
I think we need to, like, define ruin.
Okay.
You know?
Sure.
Like, ruining Disney itself for other people, or ruining, like, the atmosphere around you when you're there, or, like, you know what I mean? Like, in what sense?
All the above. I'll give you an example. Yak and Yeti.
Uh-huh.
One of my favorite Walt Disney World restaurants.
Yes.
5 years ago, even, it was very simple to walk up to the hostess stand at Yak and Yeti and to request a table and to get a table without having to make a pre-reservation.
Yeah.
Not many people
kind of a hidden gem.
Went to Yak and Yeti because it was a hidden gem.
Yeah.
Not many people knew about it. Not many people went to it. And gosh darn it, one of my favorite restaurants in Walt Disney World still to this day. They do a fantastic job there. Wonderful food. Go back and listen to our food review on Yak and Yeti that we did very early in the podcast.
Yeah, that was early.
These vloggers, what do? They take their darn cameras, they go sit and they eat there. Then they make a video talking about how wonderful Yak and Yeti is.
That's a good thing.
And the whole world now knows that Yak and Yeti is one of the best restaurants in Walt Disney World. Now, trying to get a reservation there is difficult. Why? Because these people open their mouths and blah, 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 and now everybody knows how good the restaurant is.
But I mean, like, isn't that a good thing, kind of? Because, like, you should tell people that it's a good restaurant.
No. It's not a good thing.
Not everybody is in the know like we are.
That's okay. That's good. That means that there's certain places, like, that we can go that are still hidden gems.
Yeah.
Things are not hidden anymore when people open their mouth and talk about them. Now, granted, we are guilty. We did a podcast episode on this very topic. I understand that. But my point is that the more information that gets out there through things like vlogs, the more people are going to do the things that are hidden gems. And then very quickly, if everybody gives away all the secret tips and tricks, the secret tips and tricks aren't secret anymore.
Yeah, they're standard.
Right. And then it doesn't save you anything. Time, money, because everybody else knows about it.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can't give away all the secrets. And I fear that some of the vloggers, they are so good at what they do that they give away all the good secrets.
Yeah.
Which can ruin it for the rest of us.
Yeah. I definitely think that there's different types, like you said before. I feel like there are some types, you know, obviously not naming any names, because we watch them. It's not like we don't. We do. There are different types that are definitely more clickbait. Some have been called out for it. Some are definitely just attention seeking. They just want that YouTube fame of like, this is who I am and Disney seems the best way for me to get there type of thing. There are others who have been in the business for a very long time and they're now on their own, doing their own thing and respectfully doing info videos and teaching people about the more basic things. It's not the secret things. It's very basic things that, you know, they go over in detail for anybody who wants to know. And then you have others who just kind of bring you along also. And I feel like you missed that one because I feel like a lot of them, or the one I'm thinking of in particular, is just kind of like, come with me to Disney and see what I do. You know what I mean? Just kind of like happy, like maybe some tips and tricks in there, but like, this is what I do when I go to Epcot. Like, come with me. So I guess that's more of an escape. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like if you want to watch it and you just want to escape to Disney because you're sad, you could like watch one of their videos. It's not going to be like information thrown at you.
I'm not saying that it's all bad. I'm just saying that certain tips and tricks that are given away can make it more difficult.
People now ride. There's now a 35, 40-minute wait for the People Mover.
Never
Why?
On God's green earth was there ever a 35-minute wait for the People Mover.
Why is it everybody's favorite now?
It's everybody's favorite because a few vloggers are like, oh my gosh, this is so. They gave away our peace and quiet.
But you know what's really funny
to the world?
Really, without getting too like, I don't know. Not political, but like it just kind of shows how people are so sheep-like. And that because one person said it on a YouTube thing that happens to have a lot of subscribers or followers and views and stuff, they said this one thing and it's like, oh, let's all flock to it. So it's like, yeah, there's just like, they just... Which not necessarily bad, but it's also sometimes I've seen people come to me, as a travel agent with misinformation. Or that's not exactly how that works. Or it's not as easy as they made it seem. So I feel like it can be like a tricky area to like navigate. Like people trust what you're saying. So you should tell them the truth, which is what you're saying is you don't want to give everything away.
Correct. But on the flip side too, this is one of the problems with the internet, right? In an age when books or journals or even to some extent certain like scholarly magazines or something like that, in that realm, a book does not just get published without experts reading it and doing reviews on it.
And is this good enough to be put out into
Scientific
the world?
journals are peer reviewed. Other scientists look at what this person wrote down and they go, that's a great observation. That was a great experiment that you did. Great idea. Yes, check. That checks out. Or this person's full of malarkey. And the same thing with history. Same thing with all these different studies and pursuits that in a day and age before anybody off the street could just sit down and write something on the internet, there were checks and balances in place which ensured that crazy dude wasn't just spewing stuff to the world. Yeah. Because there was a system in which experts in the actual field could provide that information. Today, the democratization of the internet, which is not necessarily a bad thing, that people can speak their minds and speak their, whatever kids say, to speak their truths, whatever the kids say today. I don't care. Anyways,
Yeah,
that's
they
not
can give
necessarily
their
a bad thing.
experience or their information.
But any
yeah.
crazy dude can sit down and write any number of crazy theories on the internet. And as long as they provide some sort of evidence, somebody can read it and be like, oh, wow, this person's a genius and they're right, without any actual factual base behind it. Because that's how the internet works. Anybody can have a blog.
Well, it's an opinion.
Anybody can write on social media.
It's an opinion piece.
But it's an opinion piece, but it's not framed that way. It's framed as fact.
Yeah.
And I think that's a dangerous thing when anybody can pick up a camera and film a vlog. To your point, there's a lot of misinformation out there because some jamoke who's only been to Disney twice in their lifetime really has no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Can say something that they think is right and is not. There are certain websites and certain social media groups, which you've run into this before, that people have been following, and you're like, don't follow that because that's a load of junk.
Yeah.
A lot of these vloggers, a lot of these social media sites, they are in it to make money. They are in it to be like, hey, look at me, I'm famous.
Or like get the views. Yeah, they want the click, they want the views on it. They want you to watch it until the end, but then maybe never get to the thing that they said the title was.
It's also clickbaity. It's that clickbait stuff of, this happens a lot on like Facebook and Instagram. Certain people will post, certain companies will post articles. Yeah. And it's so obvious that it's got clickbait written all over it. It's some kind of sensational thing that is not even anywhere near true or has like the smallest inkling of truth in it. Like Disney World shutting down, like, or something like that. And then you read the article and it's shutting down at 5 o'clock
Bob Iger
because
denied by Florida State. It's like, stop. That's not.
And you click on it and you read it, and you know what? Then you realize, gosh, they got me.
Yep.
That's what they wanted.
Because you read if it's not answered literally within like the first 3 sentences, they got you. They got you to click on it, and the more you click on it, the more it shows up on other people's things. So it's really not even about reading it. It's not. It's about clicking on it, and that's where they get you people. But we're not saying that YouTubers and like the vloggers of Disney and other amusement parks too. Some of the Disney vloggers go to other places as well. They also tend to compare it to Disney, which I don't think is fair because there's only one Disney. But
it is fair because Universal stinks.
Well, anyways, there are some really good ones out there that are informative, who do have a backing of good evidence.
But there is a clear subset within the vlogging community that just does things and have been called on certain things with hurricanes and certain things that they have posted with that, and like images of like trees falling on buildings and like this very sensational stuff just to get people to click on it. And those are the people that really aggravate me personally. Like, sure, you want to do this, whatever. Like, you do what you want. You want to be famous and not have an actual job and just be on YouTube. You go for that. Like, you do you, boo. Okay? You do you.
But it's
don't
a slap in the face to people who are, this is their actual job.
Don't spread misinformation for the sake of trying to, make your name or whatever. Like, don't do things that's going to hurt the image of Disney or hurt the image of someone else in the field just for the sake of building your own audience up. Like, to me, that's just wrong.
Yeah. And I think that, we've talked about it before. I feel like either in the last episode or an episode pretty close to this one, about how, like, we are, there are a lot of Disney podcasts out there. We're not denying that. And this is not just some, miraculous idea that we came up with on our own. Like, no one talks about this stuff. No, a lot of people talk about this stuff, actually. And you do have to brand yourself. But hopefully, when you do brand yourself as a business, as a podcast, as a YouTuber, as even a blog, even if you're just writing about it, I hope that you're genuine about it and it really is you. Because if you're not, it's going to come out. And it has. We've watched it. We've watched the drama unfold. And we're not even like subscribed to them or anything. Like it just pops up and it's just like one person's talking about it. And then you can get into all the drama stuff too. About who's with what company, doing what, who's sponsoring you, blah, blah, blah. And there are vloggers out there and there are companies out there like myself, like Mickey Travels, who do have sponsors. Like we have Resort TV One, who is our sponsors, and they're amazing. And we watch them even before I was a travel agent. And they're just, I don't know them personally, but they seem very genuine. Like they're just happy to do what they do. They bring you along for the magic. They do talk about some of their opinions or maybe some things that they've learned like along the way, but it's not like in your face, like me.
Yeah.
Their face isn't even on the camera most of the time.
Before we get to the nice, because I will transition here in a moment away from negative to positive. I want to say one more thing about vloggers who drive me nuts. There is a certain subset of vlogger that will literally complain about everything under the sun. This is too salty. Oh, it's too hot. Oh, this ride's too short. Blah, 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 blah. Just complain about everything. And when you complain about everything just for the sake of getting views, you're not genuine. You're not giving an actual review.
No. Because, I mean, you can't hate everything.
You cannot go to a fast food, quick service restaurant in a Walt Disney World theme park and expect 5-star Michelin restaurant. Yeah, it's not how this works.
There needs to be some difference between
if you go to Cosmic Race,
restaurant food.
If you go to Cosmic Race, it's gonna be kapui. It's gonna be
just your typical run-of-the-mill theme park food.
Yes.
Like, that's what it is.
So don't go there and tell me that the burger's dry. Like, no kidding. It's quick service. It's gonna be dry.
And some quick service stuff are actually very good, like, depending on where you go. So it's just, but
and But you can't compare that to, like, a really nice sit-down restaurant in Walt Disney World. That's not a fair comparison. It's not apples to apples.
No.
It's apples to stinky burger. To kapui. Yeah. Is what it is. So, like, just the non-genuine... And sometimes I think some of these people just look for any reason to, like, complain about something or to complain about the food or to complain about this or that or the other thing. And they're just... It does not come across as genuine.
Yeah.
I appreciate the people who give a realistic opinion on these things. And there are certain vloggers that do. But I think there is a certain subset of vloggers that... Whatever it is with, like, the negativity and the clickbaitiness and all that stuff, and I don't know if it's just them trying to make it big and get a big following or what it is, but you're never going to get there as the reality, just kind of being this miserable human being going through life and just always giving negative reviews. It drives me nuts. Like, give me a realistic review.
Well,
not like everything is going to be great.
They claim to love Disney, right? Like, they claim to love it, they go all the time, and then every single thing is negative. Like, so do you actually love it? Because I'm confused. It was actually funny. We were watching, which we do, which is why I kept saying that. Like, we watch other people's opinions. We like to listen to it. And we just did, if you go back a few episodes, a whole thing about the beach club and how we chose it and how it's one of our favorites and that's where we're staying the next time. And I was listening to these people and I couldn't disagree more with what they were saying. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. But they were comparing Boardwalk and the Beach Club. And how the Boardwalk was just far superior. In some ways, I got to look at it through like, okay, yeah, I can kind of see that. Like, I get that. Other ways, I was like, I don't even, what are you even saying? Like, that is just so far from the truth. And I just feel like everybody's experience and opinions comes from some kind of experience. Like, maybe they had a bad experience there, or whatever the case was, and now it's a little tainted at the beach club. Like, now they're not a fan of it anymore. But if you were watching that for the first time, which again, intended audience is also a big one. I think this was intended for more people who are Disney people. Mm-hmm. You're not just going to watch this if you're just looking up first time tips and tricks. But if you were watching that for the first time, You would 100% go to the boardwalk over the beach club.
Yeah.
But again, just some people's opinions, so that's fine. But intended audience. So sometimes where it's like a how-to video one-on-one, they start saying things and talking about things, and I'm like, that they have no idea what you're talking about. And I've even done that with some clients. Like, I get talking and they're just like, what's a lightning lane? And I'm like, oh, you have no idea what that is? Mm-hmm. Let me back up. So I guess it just depends on who the audience is that you're targeting. And if that was someone's first video or first thing that they're watching, was it an accurate depiction? Or at least do a disclaimer or something. They're like, listen, this is my opinion, which I'm sure they did because I jumped in the video that I'm referencing like halfway through their conversation. So they're probably like, listen, it's just my opinion. Don't shoot the messenger. Just me saying my piece. But yeah, I can see how a lot of people on social media who have big followings and maybe not share the most accurate information, but there are a lot of people who do.
There are. So we can be a little more positive now.
Yeah.
There are some good vloggers. We can mention them by name. These are, if you are looking for vloggers to watch, like, these genuinely are the people that I would suggest that you watch for the best information. Of course, you still should listen to this podcast for the best information. But if you're looking for a more video format to watch to in addition to this podcast, there are certain different types of people in the vlogging community that do really good stuff. And there's really kind of what I'll call 3 different categories that I'll mention. 4 different categories. 2 larger categories, and then within one of those categories, subcategories. I just confused everybody, so let me explain.
Yeah.
There are 2 different tracks, really, for the vlogging community. One is live stream, and the other one is pre-recorded videos.
Yeah.
Those are really the 2 big subgroups. Live streams, I'm not a huge fan of them. They are nice in some elements, in the fact that you are, like, walking through the park.
At the real time.
At the real time.
Yeah.
And so I think that the best, absolute best, bar none in this realm is the people that Rachel already mentioned, Resort TV one. If you want a really good live stream, these are people who have put in the time, the effort. Yep. They have the best equipment. They have very little lag. They have very clear picture always. They've put in the time. They put in the research. They put out a very good product. And they're like the normal people.
Like, he's like a teacher, right?
He's a teacher, yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just very, like, they live in the area. He's a teacher. They go there sometimes. It just became bigger over time. Mm-hmm. And now he still has another job. Mm-hmm. This isn't his full time. Like, you know what I mean? And that's kind of nice when you look at that. I feel like, because he talks about, like, yeah, I went to work today and blah, blah, blah. And he talks to you and he says hi in the comments. And so it does become like a little community if you watch all the time. And their information is always very, very... They look into things, you know?
They do, and they'll definitely record, like, some of the bigger events and stuff, so if you're interested in seeing what's happening at the Halloween party this year, right? They'll go and they'll film a whole Halloween party that we can get a good feel for what are crowds doing, what kind of shows can you see, all that kind of stuff. So there is that realm, and by far above anybody else.
They also do other things. They do like pre-recorded things.
They do, but that's their primary thing.
But that's more like they do more like vacation planning stuff, which is why it's such a good sponsor for us to have, because they do like room tours and that kind of thing. So it's definitely very helpful. And it's fun to listen to them. And they go, by the way, if you're looking for a vacation, like, they're just very sweet people.
They are. They are getting paid to do that, though, too, by Mickey Travels. But
anyways. I know, but, like, it's just nice to have a nice partner. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Anyways, so there's the live streamers. There are tons of live streamers. By far, Resort TV one's the one to watch. In the other realm are the pre-recorded videos. And this is where I'm talking about different subcategories of pre-recorded videos. You have people who do pre-recorded videos that are informational videos. This is how you should do things, tips and tricks. You have people who are just like, join me for a day in the park. And then you have other people that do education, what I'll call purely educational videos. They're going to tell you all about different things, tips, tricks, all that kind of stuff. And it's B-roll rather than live foot, like actual, like them in the parks talking to the camera. Like it's all B-roll, voiceover,
I know
all that
who
kind
you're
of
thinking
stuff.
of now. Yes.
I have 3 different vloggers in each of the different categories that you should watch. Within that first realm of like live in the park, great information, great tips and tricks, Mammoth Club.
Yes.
Molly and her husband do a fantastic job. We actually were lucky enough to meet Molly, surprisingly, in Animal Kingdom on our last trip. Rachel was very happy.
Excited.
Funny story. Rachel, my parents, and her son were outside of the bathroom.
Waiting for Mark.
Saw her.
I saw her, and I totally fangirled, and I know she's probably not listening to this podcast, but sorry. Called her. I so called her out in the middle of everything. Like, she was, like, looking around like, who called my name? It was me. I just got very excited. It's just funny because, like, it was, like, literally a celebrity to me. Anyways. Mark almost missed it.
I was in the bathroom and I walked out and Rachel was like, look who I found. And I'm like, I have no idea. I just went to the bathroom. I just walked out, like, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God. And it was Molly. And so anyways, Mammoth Club, Molly, she does so much research.
Yeah, she does.
She does such a good video. She will
used to be a cast member.
Used to be a cast member. Her and her husband will give you the best tips, tricks, everything for Disney cruises, Disney parks.
And they go all over. They just went to, like, Tokyo. They did, like, it's just good for them.
They've made a living for themselves, and they've done a fantastic job at it. And
they also do Universal as well. Very, very big into Universal, too.
Highly recommend them.
Yeah.
I also, one of the OGs in this world would be Tim Tracker. Tim Tracker, when he does Disney videos, still does a very good job.
Yes.
The problem is a lot of his videos now are just like family videos and like home vlogs and like stupid stuff that like I really don't care about.
Well, yeah, it's not for you.
No, not at all. Like I don't care about what you're doing at home with your kids. But like his in the park videos are still very good. So I'll give him an honorable mention for his in the park videos because he gives very realistic and very good reviews on food and rides and tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff. So the Tim Tracker gets an honorable mention in that category for me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with both of those.
In the secondary category of people who just take you to the parks and you just have a great time with them, go for it.
It's Paging Mr. Morrow.
Oh, God. Nate.
He is just... If you watch him, you're just automatically in a better mood.
You are.
Which is just really special as just a human trait, you know, to have. So I'm glad that he found his way into that because it's definitely... He has a light to share. Whether it's Disney, whether it's something else, he's just, you know, I hope that he's as happy off camera as he is on camera, which I really do think he is. I don't think it's an act. I think this is who he is.
Yeah, he's just a bubbly guy. Yeah. He is going to bring you to the parks with him, and you're like... You're going to live
you're just like best friends
your
with
day
him.
in the park. And it's like, it's great. It's like going to Disney World with your best friend and you're not in Disney World. Like, that's kind of like what it feels like. And he does a great job with all of his videos.
And he's never he's not too negative.
No, but he's real.
But he's real when he has to be. He's not going to go out of his way to, like, say something bad. And even when he wants to, he goes, oh, I don't want to, like... He doesn't want to be negative, but he's also like, I can't honestly say it was that good, you know, but he'll do it in a very gentle way instead of being like meh, like some other people.
Yeah,
but yeah, definitely him.
Yeah.
Do you have another? You have an honorable mention?
Happy.
I just think he's the best one.
No, he's the best bar down. Yeah. Like nobody else even compares. Not always the most up on like the latest Disney information and or like the best tips and tricks.
Yeah,
but that aside,
I feel like he's definitely like a learn as you go type of thing. He's just living it. He's experiencing it. He's learning things. He shares what he knows. I don't think he'll say that too. He goes, listen, I don't know if that's the best
Yeah.
information, but that's what I know.
It's not a Mammoth Club. It's not a Molly, like, where she has, like, all the details.
Yes.
It's all the info. It's very highly educational, her videos.
Yes.
Paging
But
Miss
also fun.
Tomorrows are not highly educational.
Yeah. No, they're just...
But they are fun.
They're entertaining.
Yes.
Yes. Very much so.
And, that, to our earlier conversation, how we started this episode with watching your home videos, you almost feel like you're watching a home video that's his.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of that feel of like, oh, look, there's the cat. Like, it's that kind of like same. It's very
he's
weird.
Like, wow, look at the castle.
Yeah, how he does it. But it's very good what he does. Third category is educational, solely educational videos.
Can I guess who you're thinking of?
Go ahead.
Disney Food Blog.
Disney Food Blog, yeah, absolutely. Yep. They do a very good job with education information. They do specialty videos on like the different festivals, things that you should see and do, restaurants you should eat at. It is Disney Food Blog, so they focus a lot on food, but they don't just solely do food. They also do videos on other topics related to Disney, and they do a very good job with providing updated information, good tips and tricks.
Yeah, and it's nice too because it's not... There are no faces, just AJ.
Yeah. And
her voice. And it's nice because that's not a distraction, I think, from what it's for.
Right.
It's not about them. It's about what they're talking about. Right. So lots of B-roll footage, it's probably definitely their hand holding the drink, but like just more focus on the things that they're talking about than themselves.
Right.
I do want to say too that Mickey Travels, I always have to mention, my own company.
Of course.
But we have a few different things. We have a whole section of travel agents and people who are solely, there in the parks literally almost every day, getting all of the latest information, merchandise drops, any big announcement that we get, because we are literally directly under Disney. Sometimes there are things that even our owners can't tell us quite yet, but they know, like Disney knows, but they can't tell us yet because they don't want anything to be leaked. So my company is one of the first people to get the right information. And we have a lovely blog site called Mickey Blog. And they also have a podcast, and it's on YouTube and just, on a platform like this as well. But my owner... the owner of this, Alyssa, is on there all the time, and they're always in the parks, and they have, select people who are dedicated to that, similar to journalists. So they are getting out only, the right information, the most accurate information that is provided. Granted, Disney likes to be secretive with a lot of things, so some of it is kind of that hearsay of, well, this is what we know right now, but that could change. So definitely worth considering. They have so many informational blogs to read through, whether it's like top 10 restaurants, best things to do, similar to like what we've done with like best things to do with kids, best experiences for adults, and definitely just everything you need to plan your vacation. So definitely if you're a reader and you want to take a look at some of those articles and stuff, very much worth your time. Yeah. So
to get back to our question of this episode, are vloggers ruining Disney World? I think my answer is, I guess not. Because nobody could ever ruin Disney World.
No.
But
there's a hard but.
I do give a word of caution of be careful who you search on YouTube. Be careful the videos that you watch, because the information that you may be getting is not always accurate. And don't just click on something that's if it's a sensational title that does not seem real, it's probably not real. So be forewarned that they're just trying to get you.
We should make this episode a sensational title and see if we get more clicks. See how many people click on our thing.
I mean, it's going to kind of, the whole question's kind of a little sensational.
Yeah, true. But we did answer the question.
We did answer the question. We weren't
tricking you.
No.
We really did talk about it.
And the moral of the story, though, is that I think there are certain vloggers that I wish would not vlog. I think that there are certain behaviors among certain vloggers, not all vloggers.
No, it's not all.
But that is reprehensible and is annoying and is wrong in the parks and takes away from other people's experiences. But I think by and large, there's a lot of good people out there who do try to give good content. And those, especially that we talked about in this episode, you know, I would go to those sources first if you're looking for a good vlog about a topic in Walt Disney World.
Hopefully our name gets up there someday. You just got everyone start somewhere, right?
It's not the end all be all though,
no.
Right? There's a lot of good vloggers out there that were not mentioned here, and so this is not intended to be like you need to listen, and nobody paid us to like you should talk out, you need to talk to us about like nothing like that happened.
Yeah,
but they're not ruining it. But just be cautious with some of them.
Yeah.
And gosh darn it, if they tell you a really good secret like riding the People Mover or going to Yak and Yeti,
don't believe them.
Don't believe them because they're right.
It is, yeah. That's funny.
They're so right. And now I gotta wait 45 minutes to get on the bloody People Mover because they blabbed about it.
It was a little more exclusive being like a Disney adult, and now it's like everybody and their mother is a Disney adult, so I don't feel as special anymore. But it's fine.
She's salty about it.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
As long as other people book their trips with me, then that's
Folks,
fine.
it's never fine. It's never fine. But, to Rachel's point, if you do go on Mickey Blog and check out some of their articles or watch some of their videos on YouTube,
you can
any
search
of that
me
kind of stuff, you should definitely search Rachel.
Yeah.
And Rachel can hook you up for your next trip to Walt Disney World. Remember, you can send her an email at rmello, that is mellow with 2 L's, at mickeystravels.com. Or, of course, you can send us an email at startswithawish.podcast@gmail.com. Follow us on our social media accounts. And as always, friends, remember, it all starts with a wish. We'll see you real soon.
Bye.